warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, class. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm fine too, thank you. Before we start learning, we pray first according to its religion and belief. Pray begins. Okay, finish. I will check your attendance. First number, Dwi Nikmatul Iza.
Present, Mom.
Number 2 is Indria Aryani Tias.
Present.
Number 3 is Fiona.
Present.
Okay, thank you all for coming. And this occasion we will learn about biology, a structure and function of tissues, animal tissues. Let's study together. Do you remember what this network is? Tissue is a collection of several cells. The animal body is composed of many cells which in certain place unit to form tissue. Hi class, before we discuss in group, I will explain a little information about animals tissue, epithelium tissue. Anyone know what animal tissue it is? Let's discuss together. Animal tissue is contents of a commonly called epithelium tissue, and number 2 is connective tissue, number 3 muscle tissue and neural networks. Let's discuss its meaning. The first is epithelium tissue. Epithelium tissue is a tissue covering the surface of the body, both the outer and inner body surface. The feature of the epithelium is a barrier or coating. Epithelium tissue can be grouped based on in the shape, namely epithelium flat shape, cuboid epithelium, and number 3 is epithelium rod shape. Epithelium tissue can be grouped based on the number of layers. Number 1, simple epithelium is epithelium whose cells are single layered, namely epithelium flat, simple cylindrical, and simple cuboidal epithelium. Number 2, star-filled epithelium is an epithelium consisting of several layers of cells. Star-filled poppy epithelium, star-filled cylindrical, and star-filled conus, as well as transitional epithelium. And number 3, pseudo star-filled epithelium.
We've had an introductory look at the epithelial tissues in short. Now let's move ahead to know the types of these epithelial tissues in detail. Beginning with the first one, which is the simplest of all. The simple squamous epithelium. In this type, we find flat cells lying upon the basement membrane. These being extremely flat or tile-like are also known as pavement epithelium. Their flat nature itself states their function and locations. Such type is mainly used to transport or precisely diffuse substances across membranes and also perform filtration. Thus, where do you think we will find them? Well, think of the thinnest surfaces in our body, yes. The lining of blood capillaries, in the lining of alveoli, and also in the inner lining of mouth. Well, when we talk about epithelial tissue, how can we forget the skin? But wait a second. How can we afford to have such a delicate layer on the surface that covers the entire body? Well, it's simple. The same squamous epithelium comes in the form of layers. So several layers, one above the other, form the outermost layer of skin, which we refer to as the stratified squamous epithelium. Because of multiple layers, the stratified squamous epithelium prevents wear and tear of the upper surface of the skin. Now the next type in our list is the one where we have tall, pillar-like structures. These are referred to as columnar epithelium due to the column-like appearance that they have. Now you may wonder, why do we need such tall cells for covering a surface? Well, such tall cells help to carry out absorption or secretion to a good extent. Thus, according to this function, the best example to locate this type of epithelium is in the inner lining of intestine. Well, sometimes a slight modification is also observed in this type. We find tiny hair-like projections called cilia on the surface of these cells. Now you may wonder, why do these cells need hair? Well, the basic purpose is to move the immovable. Yes, Whenever you have certain non-motile substances or cells, then these cilia carry out rhythmic movements that help to move these substances. Thus, this type, that is the ciliated columnar epithelium, is found to cover the lining of the respiratory tract. Here, it helps to throw out the foreign particles trapped in mucus which enter the respiratory tract. Another location is in the fallopian tubes of the female reproductive system, where the cilia help to propel the ovum in the forward direction. Now, these columnar cells are definitely doing their job well, but at times, some substances aggressively pass through small channels which are lined by these epithelial cells. So then, along with absorption and secretion, we need support too. Here, the cuboidal epithelial cells come for our rescue. These cuboidal cells are found lining the kidney tubules, in the thyroid, and also in the ducts of the salivary glands. Lastly, we also find certain specialized modifications in these cuboidal cells. They attain the capacity to secrete important substances in the body. These are simply formed by inward folds in the cuboidal cells. The cells are called as gland cells, and the tissue is called as glandular epithelium. So where will we find them? Yes, those parts involved in secretions like the salivary glands, mucus glands, glands secreting earwax, mammary glands, and also the glands producing digestive enzymes. Well, with this, we come to the end of the types of epithelial tissues.
And then the next session is a group discussion. This discussion will use the jigsaw method. Then please make an original group. From the group, then divide again into a group of experts. Discuss and seek information on number 1, simple squamous epithelium, and number 2, staphyate cuboidal epithelium, number 3, pseudostaphyate columnar epithelium, number 4, transitional epithelium, number 5, simple cuboidal epithelium, number 6, staphyate columnar epithelium, number 7, simple columnar epithelium, and number 8, glandular epithelium. After finishing looking for information and material about each part of the epithelium tissue, discuss and work on the work set with members of the original group. And so many explanations regarding tissue in animals, namely epithelium tissue. How? No, of course, you already know about epithelium tissue. In the next meeting, we will discuss other animals tissue, namely nervous tissue, muscle tissue, and connective tissue. Happy learning, that's all, and thank you. See you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.